I have been obsessed with the question, why don't we do what we know we should be doing? Like, why don't I do the things that I know I should be doing? Like, I know I need to work out. I know I need to, for example, with the business, I know I need to, get leads every day. And I know I need to do my marketing. I know I need to be doing sales calls. I know I need to be doing all this stuff. Why am I not doing it? Or with someone with their health. I know I need to be, going to the gym 3 times a week, doing strength training. I know I need to be doing, for example, intermittent fasting. I know I need to be eating nutrient-dense food. Like, I know I need to be maybe supplementing with a few key supplements. I know I need to be doing all this stuff. Why am I not doing it? Why is it so hard for me to drag my ass to the gym? Why is it so hard for me to not have processed food in my house? Why is it so hard for me to relax and actually go get a massage or go to a sauna? Why is that so hard? Why is it so hard for me to, get 8 hours, whatever, 6 to 7, 8 hours sleep every night? Why is that so hard? Why do I need to drink alcohol whenever I do work in the evening? Why do I stay up till early morning hours before I go to sleep? Like, I know I shouldn't be doing those things, but why the hell am I doing those things? See, this is most people that I've met in my life experience this dilemma, right? Like, they know exactly what they need to be doing, but they're not doing it. So why is that? I've been fascinated with this, and I'm not the first person to be fascinated with this. So what I believe the reason is just a fear. It's a fear, and it's a lack of being honest with ourselves, right? So it's also that there's lack of discipline, right? The muscle of discipline hasn't been trained. And what that means is maybe you're surrounding yourself with people that are also not disciplined. So therefore it makes you more lazy because everyone else is sitting on the couch watching Netflix. So I'm just going to do that instead of going to the gym. Or I'm going to sit, watch Netflix and eat Haagen-Dazs because I've always done that. And I know I shouldn't be doing it, but that's easier than actually, going to the gym or, getting a good night's sleep or going to the sauna or, going for a massage. And actually at the root of it it's a lack of self-love, right? At the root of it. It's like, if I love myself so much, I'm going to do all these things for myself because I love myself so much, right? Like, I'm the most important person in the world. So I'm going to do all this stuff because I love me, right? Life is sweet and so am I, right? That's one of my affirmations. I trust the process of life. All I need is always taken care of, right? Like, this is all, like, I feel I'm safe, I'm loved, right? Like, all of these affirmations that I have that I know off by heart because I recite them every morning and every night. So this is probably why my energy is so high, right? Like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to show up on these videos. But why do we do that? Why don't we do the things we know we need to be doing? Well, again, it's a fear. What's the fear? Oh, if you do all those things, what will happen, right? Let's say if you do all the things you know you need to be doing, what's going to happen? And this is advice to me too, right? There's things in my life that I'm not doing that I know I should be doing. Like my stretching. Like, I should be stretching. Well, not should be. Like, if I want to be the most flexible that I can be, then I have to be stretching every day. Why am I not doing that every single day? Why am I not doing that? Well, it's maybe because I don't believe in the end result. Maybe I don't believe that I can actually achieve that ultimate flexibility that I want. That's one way to look at it. Or maybe it's number 2, which is maybe I don't place that as high importance. Like, I place other things that are more important than that. So that just means I don't have enough pain to move me to action. See, humans only do things from 2 places: moving away from pain or moving towards pleasure, right? So that's it. Those are the only 2 things we make decisions on. It's like, I'm going to make the decision to move. Like, right now you're watching this video. Maybe you want to move away from pain, right? You want to move away from this, why am I not doing what I know I need to be doing? That's painful. So now you want to move away from that pain, right? Towards pleasure. But the motivation is, I want us to just get off this fucking nail that's on my butt, right? You want to get off that, right? You want to move away from the pain. And that's a more powerful motivator than moving towards pleasure. If I said to you, I'm going to give you a Ferrari, right? All you got to do is X, Y, Z, and I'm going to give you a Ferrari. You'd be like, fuck yeah. Like, I want that. But the motivation is stronger if I say, if you don't do these things, I'm going to take away your current car that you're driving right now. if you don't do these things, I'm going to take away your car right now. That gives you more motivation because you don't want to lose what you already have, right? And there's pain. There's more pain there because you already have it. The Ferrari you don't have yet. So that's in the future. So it's like there's less pain there, right? It's just like, oh, I could have that. That made my life better, but I don't really need it. It's not. If I don't get the Ferrari, my life's still fine. But if you lose your car right now, that's pain. So you'll do things to stop you from experiencing that pain, right? Therefore, meaning that the things that we say we want, that we know we should be doing, we're not doing them, in my opinion, because there's not enough pain linked to not doing those things. Like, what's the pain? What's the immediate pain of me not stretching? There's not really any immediate pain. In 5 years, there's pain. 5 years, maybe I don't want to jinx myself, but, I'm using myself as an example because it's important to illustrate this, right? So the immediate effect of me not stretching for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there's no real immediate effect. There's no pain there. But there's pain in me not stretching for a year, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, right? And I think for a lot of people, speaking for myself though, it's easier to not realize the long-term effects of the causes, right? So it's easier to just be instant gratification orientated because we can't see the future 5 years, right? So that's so far off that we just keep doing the daily things that are not getting us results, like the procrastination on the thing we know we need to be doing because we can't feel that result that we're going to be getting. And there's no pain there. There's not enough pain linked to not doing it. So if I don't stretch, I'm still going to be fine, right? So if that was the most painful thing, like let's say, for example, if you got level 10 back pain, right? 10 out of 10 back pain, you'll do anything to relieve that back pain, right? Because it's so painful. So the question then is, how do we create more pain in the present moment with the things that we know we should be doing? That's the question. Because then if we do that, then the things that we actually want, like for example, my stretching, become things that I'm actually doing because I have too much pain linked to it, linked to not doing it, right? So for me, one of the things is looking at people in nursing homes, like how they move. Like they can't move. Like they can't touch their toes. Like I've met guys who are younger than me that can't touch their toes, and that says all types of problems for their back 5 years later in their life. But they're not aware of it, right? Because that's their reality. Like, I just can't touch my toes. But in 5 years, that's going to get worse if they don't do anything about it. So future pacing, okay, what's the cost of not doing this? That's a fantastic question. And that's what I ask on every phone call with every potential client is, okay, you want this. What's going to happen if you don't do this, right? For a lot of people, when I speak to them on the phone, it's, if I don't get in shape now, in 10 years, I might have a heart attack. And that's just reality. Like their father, like their mother. If I don't do anything now, maybe I'll get a hip replacement. If I don't fix my mobility, right? And getting people really clear on the cost of not taking action and what that looks like. If you don't enroll in this program right now, what are you going to do? What is your plan? And how does your life look in 5 years if you don't do this right now? And people will tell me, and most people actually don't want to answer that question because it's so painful. See what I'm saying? That question is so painful that when I asked, this is my experience, when I asked that on the calls, most people will just deflect and they're like, you know what, that's not going to happen. Because it's so painful to answer it, to actually think of what will happen if you don't solve this problem today. Let's say, for example, when I was going to this event in 2010 in America, I didn't have enough money for the event. I had enough money for the ticket, but I didn't have enough money for the flight or the accommodation. But I really wanted to go to this event. And I remember being at an event prior to that, and the guy was like, if you don't have the money to buy this program or go to this event, in 5 years from now, you're not going to have the money because you don't have the money right now. That's why you need to do it, right? And I was like, that's interesting. If you don't have the money to pay to learn how to do business, that means you're not good at business. So that's why you need to pay. Oh shit, I didn't even know that, right? At the time. And so that's why I went to the event, because I was like, all right, I don't have the fucking money to go to this thing. And in this event, all the people making millions on the internet, I need to find a way to get around these people, because clearly they know something I don't. And if I don't do anything, I'm going to stay in the exact same situation, and I can't allow that to happen, right? So that's why I went to the event. And I asked my parents for money. Like, people, this is digressing a little bit, but the worst thing to do is assume that people don't have money. I learned this in enrolling people, right? It's like, when I went to the Mercedes showroom, I walk in there just like this, and they don't even look at me, because they just assume I don't have any money. That's the worst thing to do in sales, because everyone has money, right? And especially when you treat people like they have money, they act like they have money. It's the craziest thing. So anyway, I digress from that. But, you know, just going for what you want and realizing the cost of not taking action is actually the pain and the leverage that you need to actually take action. Because it's painful when you look at like what's going to happen if you just keep doing it. Like, I ask myself this question all the time. Like, if I just keep doing this, where am I going to be in 5 years? Like, I've been asking myself that question a lot recently. Like, how am I going to level up in what I'm doing? Like, how am I going to do it? And who can help me do it, right? So like, how am I going to do it, and who can help me? And what does that look like? Okay, and then now I'm like, all right, cool. So getting clear on what I want, and then from there, doing the work to level up, right? So doing the things that you know you should be doing, it's just a fear thing. It's just like courage. Like, one of the values, again, my value is courage, right? So I haven't been courageous for a long time in certain areas of my life, and I'm starting to feel the effects of it, right? So, like, you know, in my business, like, I haven't been courageous in that area for a long time, and just being complacent. And that brings me to my next point of environment. I don't want to blame anyone, but environment has a huge impact on how you see the world and the drive that you have. So recently, one of my goals has been to get around people who are fucking killers, like people who are just crushing it, who are just like, you know, aggressively attacking their dreams and their goals, right? Not people that are just coasting in life and just chilling at the coffee shop and fucking relaxing. Like, I'm not about that life, right? And I wasn't about that life until I got into that life, and then I noticed my results in my life like started to just flatline because of my environment. I'm in Bali, I'm just chilling, palm trees, coconut on the beach, go walk on the beach for sunset. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't got time for that, right? But I was doing that. And it's like, man, I'm not where I want to be. So why am I chilling like I am fucking a billionaire? Like, I'm not. So why am I chilling? You know, and that's why a lot of people live in cities. I realize that now. Like, some of my friends, they live in like big cities like London, Dubai, LA, New York, right? And it's that energy. Like, the energy is different, especially in Dubai, right? The energy is like hustle, 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 and that helps you form your mindset. And so, getting around people who are hungry, like Tony Robbins said, if you're not hungry, like if you feel like I should do that, but I'm not going to do it. If you're not hungry, get around people that are hungry, and something will hit you. And that's something that I've been doing recently. Like, I have a very successful network of friends, and I actually don't really talk to a lot of the really successful ones often, like texting a lot, because I'm like, oh, I'm bothering them. Like, again, this is the all me shit, right? Like, oh, I'm bothering them. It's like a self-worth, self-esteem thing. But it's like, now I'm like, no, let me fucking talk to them more. And I'm starting to get their mindsets rub off on me. But again, this is what happened when I first started in my career. Like, I was around these people, like these people that are go-getters, right? People that ain't settling, they're just crushing it, continuously leveling up, going to events, going to meet new people, and continuously leveling up, not staying in one place for too long, getting stagnant. And these people bring a whole new worldview, right? They see the world completely differently. For example, one of the mindsets is around selling, for example. And one of my friends, he said, if you don't sell someone on your solution, someone else is going to sell them a solution that's not as good as yours, and they're going to get fucked over. So you have a moral obligation to sell someone your solution that's going to help their life. Selling actually helps people. It serves people. If I don't sell you a solution, then you're going to go somewhere else and you're not going to get the best solution. So it's actually in my best interest to sell you. It's in your best interest to buy what I have to sell because I believe it's going to help you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be selling it, right? So these mindsets that I didn't have before, because I grew up thinking that selling was bad because of how I was raised, right? Because people come to the door and they'll be like selling me bullshit, and my dad will be like, oh, it's one of those people again, yeah, oh, it's selling that shit again. Like, and I just thought, oh, selling is bad. They shouldn't be selling. Selling's bad, because my dad just said, oh yeah, they're selling shit again. So I thought, oh, you shouldn't sell stuff. That was what my programming was as a kid. So now as an adult, I have to rewire that shit, and that happens by getting around people that are, you know, have rewired their brain to believe new beliefs. And so why are you not doing the things you know you should be doing? A lot of it's to do with environment. You're just not around the right people. And that's just facts. You know, environment, the best way to change your behavior is to change your environment. So I always tell people, if you're fat and overweight, the best thing to do is to go to somewhere where you're the fattest person. Because you want to fit in, right? You're a human being. Human beings naturally want to be part of the tribe. So if you're the fattest person in the tribe, you'll want to naturally fit in just so you can chill, just so you can hang out, right? And then that's going to actually help your life. Because no one likes to be the fattest person at the party, right? Let's face it. You don't wake up and say, you know what, I wish I really was fat. No one wants to be fat. It just happens. But then what happens is you surround yourself with other fat people, and then you start looking at people like me, and you're like, yeah, look at him. He's a gym guy. And then you start creating all this neural pathways in your brain that actually prevent you from ever getting like me, because you literally believe that I'm different from you. And as long as you believe that, that's the barrier to getting the results, right? Because you see me as different. I used to do this too. Before I got in shape, my story, 26 years actually, of not consistently working out. And I used to think and look at all these people that are in amazing shape and be like, that person lives in the gym. Yeah, I'm not like that. So I'm just going to sit on my laptop for 12 hours a day and not do any movement. That was me, because I had that story in my mind. And there's so many people that are not aware of the language that they're using. And this was me too. So I'm no saint, right? But I'm just aware of this stuff because I'm training myself to be more self-aware, right? So when people say, oh yeah, he lives in the gym, that person is, even if they hire the best trainer, the celebrity trainer, whatever, like they're never going to maintain lasting results unless they shift their mindset and change their beliefs. Because if they think that that person is different than them, I can't attain that. That's their belief. They're never going to be able to do it, even if they consciously want to do it. Even if they say they want to do it, in the back of their mind, they don't believe they can. So they're going to, maybe they'll lose the weight with a trainer or whatever, but then they'll rubber band back to how they once looked because they don't believe it. And like, you can't sustain stuff if you don't believe it. Like, it's impossible. And actually, that's an epiphany for me, right? Like, you can't sustain something if you don't believe it, right? I can't sustain an amazing business if I don't believe that I'm worthy of success or that it's going to go amazing, right? That I'm exactly worthy of success. That's a big one for me. Like, that's been something I've been working on, is like feeling worthy of success, right? Because I'd get money, and then all of a sudden, money just fucking goes out of my hands. I'm like, where the fuck did that go, right? And subconsciously, it's like, oh, I don't think I'm worthy of keeping this money. And that's a self-worth thing, right? So it's like, that stops me from getting more money, because I'm like, if I get more money, if I get more successful, then I don't feel worthy of having that. And that's all subconscious, right? Like, there's a great book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. This is fucking incredible. I actually got to read it again because it's such a great book. Can't read that book enough, right? Because the subconscious mind controls behavior. So consciously, everyone says they want to lose weight. Everyone says they want to get a six-pack. They want a flat stomach. They want a bikini body. Everyone says this. But no one's aware of their subconscious brain, their subconscious mind. And so they go on a diet and they complain about the diet being wrong. We always blame external things. It's always the diet. It's always external, right? There's always a thing to point at and be like, that's why I didn't get it. He or she, that program, that. It's so easy to do that. It's the easiest thing in the world to blame something outside of ourselves. But that is actually a dead end. That'll keep us stuck, right? So why are we not doing the things we know we should be doing? There's a lot of reasons. Environment is huge. Limiting beliefs, fears that we're not even aware of, and a lack of self-honesty, being brutally honest with ourselves. Like, do we really want what we say we want? Like, do I really want what I say I want? This is the question I've been asking myself recently. Like, do I really want it? And if I do, what am I prepared to do to get it? And how much pain am I currently in? And how much pain will I be in 5 years from now if I don't do anything right now? Getting clear on those things, I believe, is what will help you to start making progress towards doing the things that you know you should be doing. Because a lot of times it's goals that are not even our own. Like, I've had goals for so long that I've never achieved, and I started questioning, like, is this actually my goal, or is it someone else's goal that I've internalized as my own goal? Like, is this actually something that I want? And, you know, that's something that I've had to come to terms with, like, be honest with myself and be like, no, I just thought it would look cool. It's like I went to this event. In what's it called? In Singapore, and I was in the middle. Well, it's 80 people in the room, and the trainer at the time called someone to the room in the middle of the room to demonstrate a mobility exercise. So I went in the middle, and then he used me as the mannequin, right, the uke or whatever. And then I started doing my shoulder mobility thing, and he asked me, he's like, what's your goal? And I said, I want to do a handstand. And he said, why? And I was like, because it looks good. And he's like, but why? Why do you want to do a handstand? I was like, I just fucking told you, it looks good. And he's like, well, why do you want to do a handstand? I was like, I don't really know. I don't know. I didn't really think about that. I just thought I'd do a handstand. Yeah. So he made me realize that I actually didn't want to do a handstand. I just absorbed other people's goals and thought, yeah, why not, right? But later on, I realized, oh yeah, actually that looks cool, and you know, it will help me with my business, and I can talk about the learning process of learning a handstand and all this stuff. But yeah, it's also still cool to do, but it takes a lot of practice, a lot of effort, and that's another thing. I haven't been fully on that, like practicing every day handstand or multiple times a week. Like, I don't have a schedule for that. And so I'm asking myself, how badly do I really want that? And something that I've really realized is coming up with the reasons for doing that. Like, if I can think of 100 reasons why I want to do the handstand, I will be doing the handstand. My friend said, write down 100 reasons why you want to make millions of dollars. And I got stuck on number 30. And so he's like, that's a big telltale sign. Like, you need more reasons. When you have more reasons to do something, doing that thing becomes easier. And so that's something I'll leave you with, is finding out more reasons for the things you say you want, and write that down. Like, write down 100 reasons for all the things you say you want to do. So for me, like, all the reasons I want to stretch, like, that's actually a task for me, is why do I want to be stretching every day or 3 times a week? Write down all the reasons. Or why do I want to be super flexible, right? 100 reasons. I might not get to 100, but at least I'll have a shit ton of reasons that will make me realize how important this is to me. And the more important something is, the more we're likely to do it, okay? So I hope you found this video helpful. If you want more help with any of these things, you can go ahead and DM me at Instagram at @TheRealDarko, and just type in, what should you type in? Do it. Type in do it if you're going to message me on Instagram, right? And I'll know what that means, because that means doing a thing that you're not taking action on right now, okay? And then we can help you identify what that is for you, because everyone's different, right? Everyone's got their thing, and then ask you some powerful questions around that so you can have some insights so you can start making progress towards your goals, all right? Because that's what life's about. It's about making progress, and that's where the happiness comes from, is the progress, all right? So hope you found this video helpful. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Ciao.